holding brushes and combs. So I'm gonna grab a dirty comb and I'm gonna find, this is one of my clients gifted their Big K to me. I was so shocked and super happy. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna make a video today anyways, so I'm gonna fancy it up. And I put my regular tennis grip on it. And now this way I will know that this is the brush that I got from Candy. And so from back to comfort perspective, brushes. I use the Big K because medium size, not the small one, not the baby one, not the large one, because the small one just pops up. It's just not steady at all on the doggy's body, regardless of the size. I really don't like it. I have one somewhere in one of the drawers, but I really don't like it, not even on a small doggy. And I got the big one as well, but that's just too big. Even on large dogs, it just grabs too much hair, and it's the doggy's comfort gets compromised. So I don't like that. The medium size is the best, in my opinion. Let it be dematting or deshedding. This is a wonderful tool, regardless of the doggy's hair amount, pretty much, unless it has very tiny amount of hair. And this is a very gentle tool and very effective one to get through tangles and mats and open up the coat very fast and very efficiently while the dog is comfortable, so cooperative, without grooming loops on them. And we talked about the comfort for doggies. Less amount of pins, glide through the coat easier, so it's less more comfort for the doggy, less discomfort for the doggy, so they will be more cooperative. And I put the tennis grip on the handle because I have large hands, and a little bit thicker handle sets in my hand much easier, and the surface is more comfortable to hold. Even if my hands are sweaty, it just soaks it up. It's a leather grip. I really like this. It's the same on my tennis racket. And actually not, because head is for my husband and I use Wilson on mine, but I wanted to use my husband's on this one because this way, this is a little signal for me that this is the one I got from Candy. It's not the Wilson ones on this one, but the head, so I can distinguish the inside secret. So anyways, you can wrap these very easily, and I will have a tutorial about it as well. You do the same way like you would do tennis racket, and super easy. Just wrap it up, put a little sealing tape up there, and you are good to go. And it's very easy. With thicker handles, and with nice grip, the original grip, this is how the original grip looks like. Very thin and slippery. It's very hard to keep your hands still on it. And with a tennis grip on, it's amazingly easy. So I've been doing this forever, even sooner than I started playing tennis. And it's less work, less grip on your hands, and with less hair getting stuck in the coat or being worked on with the brush head of the brush. It's so much easier to get the job done with less work. And I keep telling everyone, groomers and parents alike, that the coral version of this, the same Big G from Chris Christensen, they look identical, but this one has half amount of pins as opposed to the coral one. And while that one is amazingly pretty, it's going to be so much less work on your hand, and so much more comfort on the doggy, and so much more progress on a given time than the other one, that I really don't understand why people keep getting the coral ones, because I know that's a very popular one and pretty, but from progress and effectiveness perspectives and comfort perspectives for the dog and you, this nothing beats this one. And so I highly recommend you to get a fancy brush. This is something like even more important than the grooming table, because with the grooming table you can work around it, but your hands will give in very soon, especially if you do a lot of deshedding, dematting, if you have the wrong tools. And there are many wrong tools out there. Personally, I don't use the dematting rakes. I really hate them. They damage the coat, the hair in a way, the end of the hair, that it will make the dog emat even more after dematting. And I just hate it. It makes the coat, the hair ends very frizzy and broken, just tears, and it's even to touch, it's not gonna be the same. So anyways, right tools, invest in a good brush, 65, 70 bucks, something like that. And this should work. And that's the way I hold what I just mentioned. To wrap it up, this is the way I hold the brush. I try to move as much as possible with the whole arm and much less like this, so my wrists don't go crazy. But sometimes I need to go this way, and with my supportive hand I try to open up the coat, so if I need to do line brushing, and even if not, working on less hair at a time is easier, so you can brush the doggy this way, and you're gonna be able to keep your hands still. Now again, my hold is nothing like a crazy grip. This is basically how I hold the brush. It has nice curves, so I'm just going like this or that, something like that, and keep the brush in my hand without grabbing a lot to it, because you can get loads of information out of the coat and the doggy's behavior and comfort level if you are holding the tool safely, securely, but with your fingertips. I know it sounds weird, but you can get much more precise feedback from the dog as opposed to holding it like this or this. And that's my little trick. Comb. I generally use this one, or there are other things here. Sorry. And I like this one probably the most because the end of the pins of the comb are very rounded, thicker and rounded, so it's very comfortable on the dog. These two are pretty comfortable as well, but this one is a Sensei shear, and this one is also a Sensei shear, or a comb, and this has this little curve. This one is the most comfortable me for some reason. I don't know why, but maybe it has a thicker handle and it's easier to get a grip for me here. I don't know, but I hold it this way, and again, I kind of have one end on my hand, and I just keep my fingers on the little thicker part up top here to gather the most information about the coat. Now, with this technique, you're going to be able to pick up on tiny mats before pulling on the doggy skin when it gets stuck in it. So it's beneficial to hold it with your fingertips, just like with the brush, so you're going to get more feedback back, instead as opposed to like this, or as opposed to versions when they have a handle. This is going to be a flea comb, so it's pretty okay for a flea comb, but there are comb types where they have this handle, and it's very hard on your hand if you go that route with for thicker coats with similar something like this one. Even if it's half the size, it's insanely hard on your wrists, so I really don't recommend them. When you are combing this way, you're gonna be able to rest the comb on your hand, and it's much less effort of grip and movements with your wrist, so it's very handy this way. I like it. I think this is the most comfortable me, but again, try what you like most and what works for you, and go with that tool, or try this and that and go with that one. I got a little something from you. Let's see, holding brushes, combs. Yes, that one. Oh, I haven't talked about this one. I use this tiny one, and basically I hold it this way, just the tip, and moving the hair gently when the coat is short. I use it for coats, mostly 1/2 inch tops, and inner thighs, private areas, to dry the coat there. That's all. And this is a kitty brush, and this has a rubber, and then it's very easy to brush the coat and very gentle on the skin. And I don't go crazy about grip, it's just super easy to get through the coat, so I just go this way, and that's all. Sweet.